Dzień dobry, assalamu alaikum, namaste, ciao, konnichiwa, bonjour. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you today? It's Ken at 10. If you haven't been here before, then thank you for coming along. My name's Ken and it's 10, hence the name. We're estate agents based in southwest London, Norbury to be precise, which is situated bang between Streatham and Croydon. We're a zone 3 commuter area, giving you the news from the coalface, as it were, straight from the estate agency floor where we sell, let and manage properties. So to give you some idea of flavour of what's going on in the marketplace right now. And just on that point, really, locally, the market's been incredibly busy, especially with houses around the 500,000 mark. It's just been absolutely crazy. Things are coming on and moving very, very quickly as people try and take advantage of the maximum stamp duty relief available. Now they know that it's doable. Now we've got that June deadline coming up. Lots of questions, of course, around what will happen post-June. We've got that period where the stamp duty relief will still be there, but only in slight form, with a relief up to 250,000 as opposed to the 125,000, giving a couple of thousand incentive to buy in that June to September period. Hello, the Property Jungle. Good morning to you guys. A few headlines that caught my eye. Lloyds Bank plans to become a private landlord. Lloyds Bank is entering the residential property market as a private landlord. This is in the Financial Times and Property Industry Eye. Britain's biggest mortgage lender is reportedly looking for new sources of revenue with interest rates at record lows. This is interesting. When you've got banks looking at buy-to-let and scaling it in that way, that is quite unusual and does say something about confidence within the industry. I think perhaps they've been looking at the money markets and what's been happening there, all the volatility, and then looking at the private landlord market and how robust it's been, even in these COVID times. It's been absolutely incredible. A new property portal is launching called Boomin. It's touted as an alternative to Rightmove, and the launch is due on April the 2nd. It's been delayed a little while, but remains to be seen. They're always, newcomers, but this is quite a big one financially. The agency says that they've got 5,000 branches signed up so far. So they've still got a long way to go to capture the rest of the UK market. But interesting nonetheless. A couple of other things. One of our clients asked if they need an electrical installation condition report in order to issue a Section 21 notice. And you don't. It's not like the gas safeties where you must have a gas safety in place in order to issue a Section 21 notice. You can issue the notice without having an EICR in place. Hope that answers your question. COVID. We've got our jab booked for next week. Wow, it's exciting, isn't it? So, if you're over, I think it's 52s they're doing at the moment, and we fall into that category, and we're booked in for next week. Excited to have that going on. Going to have Georgia Ladbury, the epidemiologist, Dr. Georgia Ladbury. She comes on the show and gives us a live briefing, really, on coronavirus locally and what the various measures and coming out with the vaccines means. Studies these things in great depth, and be interesting to see what her take is on the gradual relaxing of measures. And of course, today's the big day. Many parents, yes, the children are back at school. You can get back to normal, or some sort of semblance of normal. Of course, many people still not working, but I know the sense of relief has been absolutely incredible. And the jungle, you had yours on Saturday. Good for you. Hope you're feeling okay. I understand it can make you feel a bit woozy for a day or so, but anything has got to be better than contraction of this horrible disease, hasn't it? So yeah, looking forward to that. And as far as the week's concerned, something that caught my eye this morning as well, I was listening to a podcast actually just on the financial markets. They were talking about savings, and they were saying that before we went into the pandemic, the UK as a whole had 50 billion worth of savings. And because they've not been spending their money and everyone's been battening down the hatches, that's now increased to 150 billion. Now, clearly, some of that money will be used in the property market, and especially now with this new incentive and deadline. I said in our podcast last week that, I've never known a time when so many incentives have been in place at the same time for the property market, what with the stamp duty. And on top of that, of course, the one that I think is really significant is the first-time buyer incentive, where it's going to allow first-time buyers to borrow up to 95%. So necessary here in London for young people to get onto the market. And it does change things. It changes their mindset. It drives the economy forward. I'm not one of these guys that wants huge house price inflation. That can be disastrous. But a little bit of house price inflation is very healthy for the market. At the moment, it's crazy out there. I'd like to see it just cool off a little bit, but certainly it's really busy. So if you're thinking of selling, I would say, now is a great time. It's a great time for two reasons. Number one, if you ask the right price and you're on with the right agent, you're the 3 Ps, price, presentation, promotion, you get all those things right, you will sell. You will definitely sell. But more importantly, because you're not alone in doing so, there's going to be more supply out there. So other things for you to look at, people that are now listing their properties too. So that is really why I think it's a great time for you to consider marketing. Is it tight to meet that June deadline? Yes, it is. It's definitely tight. And that's why you need to select a quality agent. Don't just choose on price, choose a quality agent. And same with solicitors, don't just choose on price. Same with lenders. Look for the ones that are slower, the ones that are quicker. Make sure you know that your lender can do the job. And if you're not sure, speak to an independent financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but what we can tell you is many people are losing out because their lenders are acting too slowly. So make sure you've got a lender that's going to action it for you, and speak to your financial advisor, because they'll tell you some lenders are doing really well and some not so. So really important to look at that as well. So that's it from us today. We've got our sales meeting now. We're going to go into that and ground it all out, make sure that everything is done. All the offers coming in from the weekend, always an exciting time. There are always winners and losers, though, and always my heart goes out to you if you're one of those people that, you make an offer and it doesn't quite work out. But, you just got to say, well, perhaps it wasn't meant to be. Move on and get yourself back in the marketplace for the next one that comes up. So thanks very much for watching. That's it from me today. I'll be back at the same time tomorrow for another Ken at 10. Until then, stay safe and well. Look after yourselves and your families.